The Midwest is famous for lots of things.
Yes, like nice people and bland food.
Well, yes, that is true. There are a few desserts that are also top on the list, but not Buckeyes.
Wait a minute, not Buckeyes? Come on, Carrie, what do you mean? How would a girl from Ohio not highlight Buckeyes on her podcast? This episode is going to suck, Carrie. I can't believe you even thought of this. Why not a Buckeye? Buckeyes are my favorite. Peanut butter and chocolate. You can't get any better than that. It's my son's favorite too. Carrie, Buckeyes are an Ohio and Midwest staple. Welcome to Mom's Wooden Spoon, where the recipes are retro and so are your hosts.
You can say that again.
Welcome to Mom's Wooden Spoon.
Yay, we see that in the very beginning too. So I was listening as I was editing.
Oh, we're repetitive and redundant.
That's very repetitive and redundant. You need to stop saying that, Carrie.
No, don't welcome.
Not welcome to you guys on the second time, but welcome the first time.
Pause. Hello, and thank you for joining us today.
That's better. Yay.
We're having a very unique episode.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are shaking up our shake-up.
Shake it, baby.
Not like that. That's creepy. So today, not only are we going to do a regional favorite.
Yes.
We are going to do two regional favorites.
As Carrie likes to say,
dos. I did French, you did Spanish. Oh, it's like our high school lives back together again.
Thank you, Monsieur Munn.
I don't have any idea who my high school Spanish teacher
Carrie.
was. Not a clue.
Oh,
That's sad.
That is
Thank
sad.
you, Ms. Spanish teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have mentioned on more than one occasion our father's love of the Scotcheroo.
Yes.
So, Dad, this is for you.
It might be called Mom's Wooden Spoon, but today it's Dad's Scotcheroos.
And then we found
Yeah.
another recipe called the O. Henry Bar.
Yes, people kept comparing them to the Scotcheroo.
Okay, so I find this fascinating. It depends on who you... Okay, so both of them are very Midwestern.
Both?
Yes.
Yes.
Both recipes very Midwestern.
Yes.
And in many places, the names are interchangeable.
With the O. Henry Bar?
Yes. People think of Scotcheroos as O. Henry bars.
Now, this is weird because then I found that Minnesotans have their own version of the Scotcheroo called the Special K Bar. They use Special K cereal.
I knew this because I have a colleague that is Minnesotan.
Shout out to
Jan.
Yay, Jan.
Who I think we will hear from later on.
Yes, we will.
But she has mentioned the same thing with like, oh, everybody loves my Scotcheroos. I use the Special K. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, but I didn't say that because that seemed rude.
Yeah.
So I just let her talk about it and I acted like I knew what she was talking about. But yeah, so it's fascinating.
Yes.
Are Scotcheroos and O. Henry bars and Special K bars all the same? Are they not? We don't know. It's shaking up the shake-up. But we actually found two very separate recipes.
Yes.
And I actually have like a little description between the two.
The O. Henry Bar and the Scotcheroo.
Yes.
Okay.
So Scotcheroos typically use Rice Krispies.
Yes.
And they are non-bake. No bake.
Yes.
O. Henry bars, no Rice Krispies. They actually have a base of oats.
Which I like.
But their flavor profiles are pretty similar.
Yes.
We got some peanuts in an O. Henry bar.
Lots of peanuts.
But anyway, so we're going to do both.
On the same episode.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Boom, bam, bing.
Yeah, that's what Carrie said.
Bars.
My tummy's going to hurt after all the sugar, I think.
Not mine. Typically, when someone serves the Scotcheroos, they're in these little squares, and you take one, you're like, oh, that's so good. Oh, I'm so satiated. And then 5 minutes later, it turns out you're no longer satiated. You need another one.
Absolutely.
But they're small, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But after you're there for an hour, and every 10 minutes, you go back and get another one.
Yep.
Well, you've eaten them all, but that's okay.
I think that's going to be worse with the O. Henry bars because in my mind, it's going to be healthy. Oats are healthy and
Right.
peanuts are healthy protein.
Yes. We are serving health food.
We are. It's almost like granola.
Yes.
Yes, we're just making granola.
Yeah, and everybody knows granola is good for you.
That's right. I am worried though. It says do not overbake the oat base. And we were saying if you do, we might be having granola.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's funny that you should mention that because I looked on, Reddit as you do.
Oh yeah.
To hear other people's comments about these things. And I found someone who said, somewhere out there, I have a joke picture of my mom trying to cut into these with a saw and a chisel. I remember them as being hard to cut, but very delicious.
The O. Henry bars.
The O. Henry
That'll
bars.
be interesting because we have that story about our dad making the scotcheroos and boiling the Caro syrup too long. Remember how we had to boil the fudge frosting for the bumpy cake?
Yes.
Until it was the soft ball stage?
Yes.
I think Dad boiled it till it was the hard ball stage.
And he had to go to the neighbors and take back his gift. Don't eat these.
Don't eat them.
You'll chip a tooth. I don't want to have to pay your bill. And yes, or if you're a dentist,
yeah,
here's a great way to get some more business.
Put these recipes on your counter so that people will take them home.
Chip a tooth and come on in.
Come on back.
Guaranteed success, people.
All right, so let's tell everybody what's in these O. Henry bars.
Yeah, so we're starting with the O. Henry bars, and Kristen printed up a copy of the recipe. Thank you. And she printed it up at font 5.
It is smaller than the Mary's Memos, and we're blind as heck.
We're old.
I'm going to pull it over.
No one can see it.
No.
So we've read it a couple times. I'm going to pick it up and hold it in front of my bifocals so I can read it.
Okay.
So we're going to make a crust first.
Yes.
And the crust is brown sugar, butter, honey, or corn syrup. We're going to do corn syrup.
Notice I did not even put honey on the shopping list for you, Carrie, because I knew you wouldn't want it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're such a good listener.
I know, right?
Vanilla salt. We're going to stir that up, throw it in the bottom of a pan, and bake it.
Yes.
Hopefully get it out before it is chisel tough.
Yep.
And then we're going to add in the topping, which is chocolate chips and peanut butter. And then we're going to sprinkle the top of that with some chopped peanuts.
And let that sucker cool. That sounds great. My favorite part of this whole recipe is at the very beginning, it says, preheat the oven and then make the oaty base. And it says, grab a large bowl.
Kristen did.
I grabbed the heck out of it.
It was in my hand, and she ripped it right out of it.
Well, it said to grab it.
And she did.
I did.
A good job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And it didn't say light brown sugar, dark brown sugar.
No.
I'm a fan of dark brown sugar, and so I brought that.
Yep. She's also a fan of dark Caro syrup.
This is brand spanking new Caro syrup, never opened before. Best by September 2023. No, I'm kidding. 27.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, what do we have to put in here? Brown sugar, melted butter, honey, corn syrup. Oh, you already did that. You already said all that to everybody.
Thanks, Kristen. She's so helpful, this Kristen.
I'm going to be very helpful right now, and I'm going to spray butter flavor cooking spray in the liquid measuring cup for your Caro syrup.
Okay, perfect.
So it slides out easily,
and
Carrie.
This has butter in it. And I found someone else on the Reddit.
Yes.
Who was indicating that their recipe called for oleo.
Oh, I love that. Oleo is such an old-fashioned term.
It is. Which is, of course, the margarine.
The margarine.
And so the person said, well, I never use oleo.
Yeah.
I only use butter. And someone commented, actually, which FYI is always bad. Don't ever start your comment with actually.
It sounds smart alecky.
Well,
really.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
Actually, it would be far better to use shortening. Most margarines these days try to imitate the horrible taste and stench of butter. Shortening is closer to the oleomargarine of yore.
Oh.
Maybe mix some shortening with corn oil to better emulate it.
Good Lord, that person put way too much thought into this.
I mean,
in a rude way.
It's a crust to the O. Henry bars here, people.
We're not in a Michelin 5-star restaurant here.
It's an O. Henry bar.
Yeah, and heck, we're using real butter because everything's better with butter.
I'm 100% with you.
And you know what? We're using the generic butter that you get at the BJ's Club.
Oh, heck yeah.
But I have to tell you, I recently watched, I'm sure it was a TikTok, it was social media in some way, and this girl who was in college in a science class decided to do a taste test of chocolate chip cookies.
Oh,
Yes.
I feel like I know where this is going to go.
And
she
made chocolate chip cookies with all generic ingredients, and then she made chocolate chip cookies with all high-end ingredients like Ghirardelli chocolate and I think maybe Kerrygold butter. And then she had everybody taste the cookies.
Okay.
And guess which one won hands down?
Well, since you're mentioning it as something notable, I'm going to go with the generic.
No.
Oh,
everybody could tell the high end totally.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I have tried to make brown butter with the generic butter.
Yeah.
It pops and sizzles. There's too much water in it.
Yes.
You can't ever brown it.
I had to convince my husband that there's a difference between the high end butter and the generic butter. He said it's just butter. Nope.
It's not. Kerrygold is just delicious. I will never eat it, mind you, because I am far too cheap to purchase it.
Yes.
But yes, it would absolutely be the better option.
But that's okay. We're just going to use Gennaro for the O. Henry bars. It's better than Oleo.
I feel like we should take shortening and corn oil to better emulate the Oleo of old, Kristen.
Oleo of old.
Yeah, because that's the way this started.
So we have to put in this Caro syrup.
I really cannot read this.
Okay.
Yes, we did. I just didn't want to put it directly in without something else to kind of catch it.
All right, the butter's in.
All right, we need brown sugar, and it's a cup. And I brought the dark brown sugar because it is my fave.
Yeah.
But it's an open bag, so it's probably from 1954. But I was afraid there wouldn't be enough. So I also brought light brown sugar.
Oh my gosh. This is going to be ruined again.
I know. Did you look to see when the Best By date was? Don't look.
Can't find it.
Oh, thank goodness.
2019.
You're making it up.
Oh, Carrie. Best by January 29th, 2025. It's not that old.
No, that's good. And the light brown is by May 2027. That's done.
Whoa. Okay, that's fracking new. Okay, so I think we probably need to stir the brown sugar into the melted butter and the Caro while the butter is still melts, right?
Yes. Oh, and oats. We have to add oats.
Yes. I was thinking maybe we would mix these ingredients
and vanilla
first.
And salt.
Oh, you want to do the
ingredient
vanilla and salt?
The instructions say vanilla and salt, then mix with a sturdy wooden spoon. Oh, it's ruined.
I'm using a spatula.
She's using a spatula, and she set out a wooden spoon.
I did. I'm going to do that for the oats.
I was concerned it wasn't sturdy enough.
I know. I got a different
one. And got a second wooden spoon.
You know what? This dark brown sugar has a lot of weird chunkies in it that's not melting into the melted butter, Carrie. I think it's too old.
You suck.
Okay, vanilla. How much vanilla and how much salt?
2 teaspoons.
Oh, yeah. And how much salt?
Quarter teaspoon.
Quarter teaspoon.
This recipe, y'all, we are going to be pathetic on this one because we can't see it.
I know, right? All right, vanilla.
All right. So clearly,
yes,
these O. Henry bars are named after the O. Henry bar.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
One would assume.
I have never eaten an O. Henry bar, I don't think.
They don't even sell them in the U.S. anymore.
Wow.
You can only find them in Canada. Somebody bought I don't know who, Nestle, whatever.
Yeah.
Bought the rights and they don't sell it in the U.S. anymore.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So if you're wondering, I too have never had an O. Henry bar.
Yeah.
Where did it come about?
Yes, I would like to know that.
I'm going to tell you.
Oh, please do.
Yeah. It was introduced by the Williamson Candy Company in 1920.
1920. Yeah. I wonder if that's when our teacher, Mrs. Williamson, was born.
It probably was.
Our second grade teacher. I thought she was very, very old.
And she washed her hands.
She washed her hands.
It was, and I thought this was funny, the first of Chicago's Holy Trinity.
What?
Of chocolate peanut caramel candy bars.
Ooh.
It came out before the Baby Ruth.
Wow.
Which was Curtis Candy Company.
Okay.
And before Snickers, which came out like far, far later.
Yeah.
It was started by George Williamson. And I thought this was kind of cool. So George sold newspapers. He was a newsie.
A newsie.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good musical.
Yes. With his little cap, and he sold newspapers. And then eventually he got a job with the Bunt Brothers, which is a candy firm. And so he would push the candy cart around and sell candy. And then he kind of got interested in candy.
Not Bunt cakes, huh?
No. And so by the age of 26, He used most of his $1,000 life savings to buy his own tiny sweet shop in Chicago.
Oh, neat.
Okay, so this is really cool in the fact that it is almost the exact same location and the exact same story as Emil Brock's.
Oh, Brock's Candy.
Yes. From 10 years earlier, Emil Brock apparently worked for the Bunt Company,
Nuh-uh.
had $1,000 in life savings,
What?
and started his first candy shop in darn near the exact same spot.
That's crazy.
I think that's really cool.
Very copycat.
I know, but I'm
Yeah.
sure that, one had no idea of the other.
Yeah, that's
I thought
really
that was
neat.
I thought that was cool. So the next question that you have is,
I always have them.
why O. Henry Bar? I mean, it was started by a
that's
guy
right.
named George Williamson.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody knows.
Oh, come on. All that lead up,
Yeah.
Carrie.
But there's all kinds of stories about why.
Oh, I'd love to know the speculation.
Okay. So apparently Paul Harvey, I don't know who that is, but he had a radio show.
Paul Harvey is?
Okay.
Yeah, he had a radio show.
Okay. I don't know who he is either, but he had a radio show.
No, I do.
Okay, well, apparently it was not good enough for me to know about it. Sorry, Paul. But his radio show is, and now you know the rest of the story?
Yes.
Okay, so he tells this big, long story. The gist of it is that there was a young guy who worked at the factory named Henry.
Okay.
The Williamson factory. He was a jack of all trades, and that anybody who needed something done at the factory would say, "Oh, Henry!"
I love it.
So
That's
the bar after him.
cute. Okay.
That's a good one.
I like that one.
I thought so. So the candy bar was actually invented by someone named Tom Henry.
Okay.
Yes, who ran a candy company called the Peerless Candy Factory. And in 1919, he started making the Tom Henry Candy Bar, which he sold to the Williamson Candy Company in 1920, and they changed the name to O. Henry.
So these are just all theories.
This one actually seems to have some legs.
Okay.
Because the Henry family still runs the Peerless Candy Factory in Dexter, Kansas, and they sell a Mama Henry bar.
A Mama Henry?
Yes, which is nearly identical to the original O. Henry bar.
Interesting.
So that one might be accurate.
Okay.
So the last option. Yes.
Okay.
Says that C. Kenneth Crocker, the eldest son, he was 95 when he shared this story, of Charles Henry Crocker, said that his father, Charles Henry Crocker, and his godparents, May and George Williamson, started the candy company.
Okay.
And the stories of the naming of the bar are completely untrue.
Oh my.
The bar had to be wrapped before it was named. And his father and George were out to lunch, and midway through the lunch, his father called to the waiter for a refill. Oh, Henry. And then that was how they named the bar.
Wow. So nobody really knows.
Nobody has any idea. So, I mean, are we going to call a 95-year-old man a liar?
I'm not going to do that.
I'm not gonna.
No.
But then what about the Henrys of Kansas who have a Mama Henry bar? Are they liars?
Somebody's a liar.
Lies.
I mean, good grief. All right. So I have now mixed the oat mixture. It is patted with my damp hands into this 9 by 13 inch
let me take a
pan.
picture.
Yeah, and then we are going to bake it. The directions say that it will not change color much, so don't expect it to get any browner. Okay, so I think we have to put it in at 350. How many minutes?
Nobody can tell.
15 minutes. Okay, so we're going to bake this, and then when we get back, we're going to melt the topping.
Yeah, and then it's pretty much just throw the topping on.
Yep, and let it rest.
Yeah, that's not bad.
All right, so when we come back, Carrie will have more falsehoods to share.
Lies. I shall be filled with lies.
Okay, so we have the Odie base in the oven cooking.
Do we spell that O-T?
The OT base. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because we're hip and cool.
We are hip and cool like
if
that.
If I was texting it to you, that's what I would do to save the finger typing.
Yeah, OATY is so
Too
hard.
much.
Too much.
I mean, I'm old. I punctuate everything I text. So
Yeah,
I
you
type
do.
out Odie. Who are we kidding?
Odie. Okay, so we are now going to get started on the Scotcheroos while the Odie OT base bakes.
We're doing a switcheroo to Scotcheroo.
Oh, gosh.
I just thought of that.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
that's
it's so witty.
Okay, so now I did a little research on the Scotcheroo.
Oh, good.
Yes. Some people say that the first Scotcheroo recipe was actually printed on the Rice Krispie box in the 1960s. And then others say that the first Scotcheroo recipe was a Nestle's chocolate chip ad in 1964.
Oh.
So again, we don't know exactly, when it came out, but it was in the mid-60s.
Wait a minute.
What?
I think you're wrong.
I'm not. I'm not.
It's not even funny. She didn't even buy it.
No. Okay, but they do know that it was originally called chocolate Scotcheroos,
Okay.
and that, of course, the scotch comes from adding the butterscotch. So
Not just a bottle of
the scotch, which is very disappointing.
It is kind of. My friend in Minnesota says she also makes a Scotcheroo without the chocolate topping, which is a huge hit.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
she does say that, Kristen. Yes, she does.
Okay, so apparently there is some Scotcheroo controversy.
Oh, I do love a good controversy.
Yes, some people take issue with the cutesy name Scotcheroo. And here's what they say on the interwebs. Are you ready?
Oh, I yes.
Yeah. Is there any more unnerving word, really, than Scotcheroo? I have a vision of a gigantic marsupial in a kilt, bounding around Edinburgh with a wee plaid-clad young one tucked into its pouch. I'm a Scotcheroo! I'm a Scotcheroo!
Is that how that would talk?
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
I thought that was great.
I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I feel like linoleum is a far worse word.
Oh, I
than
agree.
Scotcheroo.
I agree.
And that was an agree talk, Kristen.
I agree. Scotcheroo. Oh my gosh. And a 2000 headline in the same newspaper was more direct. Scotcheroo, Gesundheit.
So this newspaper clearly has people who really are hating on the Scotcheroo.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they're going to criticize, they need to propose a better alternative.
Which they did not.
What?
I know, right?
That is lazy journalism, I say.
Lazy journalism. And then it goes on and on about this big beef with Minnesotans about this special K-bar.
Oh.
They do have an edge in Minnesota, but one Scotcheroo proponent says, Kellogg's no longer publishes the recipe for special K-bars, but they still publish the recipe for Scotcheroos. Oh, we're the winner.
I kind of am sad that we're hating on Minnesotans.
I know. I really love them.
What if we have any Minnesotan listeners?
And we probably will, because we are making a Minnesotan dish later in the season.
Right. And then they're never going to know, because they're going to listen to this episode, Kristen.
And be like,
you're driving them off.
I'm so sorry, but one more thing about Minnesotans here.
But before I'm done hating on them, let me get this out.
Let me get this one more.
Yeah.
There's
stupid
another
dumb Minnesotans.
Yeah. No, I love them. Okay. Another one said, this is the greatest conflict of our time. Remember to be on the right side of history, folks. Don't choose the dim copycat of a bar, as this person's mother puts it. Choose the right. Choose the light. Choose Scotcheroos.
I love that it is the greatest conflict of our time.
Yes, me too.
And I feel like I can get behind that 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm 100% on the right.
Absolutely. Yes. But if you are from Minnesota and you love your special K-bar, feel free to email us a hate email. We like all email because, as we said before, we don't get any.
Right. Any email will do.
That's right.
Yes.
momswoodenSpoon1@gmail.com. Email us, please.
Just one word would do. Scotcheroo, vote 1. That would be great.
Special K-bars are better. You guys suck. We're fine with that.
We're good with that.
We really are good with that.
But let me clarify.
Yeah.
Carrie said nothing bad about the Minnesotans. The hate goes to Kristen.
I said nothing bad about Minnesotans. I just said they were wrong.
Well, so am I. So I feel your pain, Minnesota.
Everybody's wrong.
I feel your pain.
Yep. Okay, so
Gosh, I feel so bonded now with Minnesota.
You should. You should.
Yeah, I really do.
Okay, so now we have my gigantic metal bowl that Carrie got me for my birthday.
It is a great bowl.
It's huge.
It is. Here, I feel like I need to do this. Wait. Special K bars.
The Gong Show, baby. They got the gong.
You totally got my reference.
Okay, so let's talk about what's in the Scotcheroo. I think we've already said Rice Krispie treats. It's got some butter, some granulated sugar, some corn syrup, and peanut butter. And then later the topping are delicious chocolate chips and butterscotch chips.
Most importantly, the topping.
Yes. Now, both of these recipes have some cooking involved, but the Scotcheroo is a stovetop cook. It is going to be cooked in a saucepan to make sure that the sugar gets blended in with the corn syrup, because you know you need sugar added to the sweet, sweet, sweet corn syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like this. People, we are here for you.
Yeah.
In the summer,
Yep.
Scotcheroo. It's a stovetop. You don't have to heat up the house.
Yeah.
In the winter,
Henry bars. Yep.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
You can Midwest eat year round.
Yes, you could, and who wouldn't want to?
I mean, I do.
I do too. Okay, so it looks like we have 2 minutes on those O. Henry bar OT base.
All right. The answer, by the way, to who wouldn't want to is my husband.
Oh.
My husband wouldn't want to eat Midwestern year round.
You know what? Party pooper.
Oh, he totally is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to measure the Rice Krispies into it says very large bowl.
And I was in charge of purchasing the Rice Krispies.
Yeah.
And there was one box out of the 3 options for Rice Krispies that was on sale. And so it was the giant size.
She ain't kidding. It's huge.
It is gigantic. And so then I thought, well, maybe I should just get the generic Rice Krispies.
One.
And I had my daughter with me.
Yes.
And I was like, I can't do it. She's like, what do you mean? Even the picture of the Rice Krispies or just the crisped rice on the front, they were flat and not airy looking.
We have had issues with the generic Rice Krispies before when we made those Rice Krispie chocolate chip cookies. Remember that?
Yes.
And I bought generic and it was
they're awful.
Not
they're
good.
Flat.
Let me
they're
finish
terrible.
counting. So I think I put 2.
I have.
Okay.
I've been keeping fingers
Here's
to count.
3.
Well, that 30 was lame.
4.
She's going light on the
Why not?
measuring.
5.
There's a big gap. She's not even filling
6.
it up completely.
Wow. And our O. Henry bars are ready. That's perfect timing. You take a picture of the Rice
Saved
Krispies.
by the bell.
Yeah.
Your lazy measuring technique.
Oh, you're so mean to me.
Look at this bowl, y'all. That is 6 cups.
Oh, you can see all the dots of unmelted brown sugar that Carrie brought.
You know what? I feel like this might be the last Mom's Wooden Spoon episode ever, people. I can't do it. I cannot do it.
Okay.
What I really appreciate is that she took my threat so seriously.
Oh, yeah, I did.
She's guffawing in the background.
Okay, so we need to just take a pause now. I need to melt the topping for the O. Henry bars, and then we'll be done with those. So we are going to go melt in the micro. It says to put the bowl over simmering pot of water and do it like a double boiler.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that.
We ain't got time for that, people.
No.
We have Scotcheroos to make.
Yeah, we do. So we've got the bowl filled with Rice Krispies for the Scotcheroos. We have the Odie base cooling, and now we're going to melt the chocolate chips with peanut butter. Spread that over the top of the Odie base. Sprinkle on some beautifully pre-chopped peanuts.
They are not chopped. I just beat them with a meat tenderizer.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. And then we'll come back and finish our Scotcheroos. And I have some fun stuff to talk about the year that these Scotcheroos probably came out.
1940 or 1946. Which year did you go for?
Well, it would be in the 60s.
1960 or 1964.
Which
did you go for? Do you see what I did with those numbers?
I did. Okay, Karen.
That's what I do all the time.
1964.
You went with 64?
Yep, I'm going to set the scene as soon as we come back.
So you've already decided that the Rice Krispie story is
1964.
false. It's the
Nestle story. Yep, it was too willy-nilly for me. It said in the 1960s.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Kristen, don't roll like that.
No, she does
not.
No, she doesn't. Kristen took over the O. Henry bar. She pushed me out of the way.
Yep.
She said, Carrie, this requires a real chef.
Oh, yeah.
Back off.
I know, right? So get over to the stove and do your thing, Carrie.
Yeah, which she has mentioned 4 times. Don't screw this up.
I have. I'm a little bit nervous. Carrie's in charge of cooking the sugar and the Caro syrup, and we know what happened to Dad, and I'm afraid she's just going to repeat that thing.
What I love is the trust and faith
Yeah.
that goes with cooking in these podcasts. And again, I appreciate y'all listening to date. I'm so sorry that there won't be any more in the future. But, it happens sometimes when you're dealing with your sister.
Yeah, well, I was going to come on here. Carrie just interrupted me and took over the whole conversation.
It's about time.
But I was going to come on here and say that I do want to have a disclaimer. I do indeed love Minnesotans. I love y'all. Everybody has their own special treat. And if somebody in another state called sugar cream pie, I don't know, milky pie, I would accept that.
Pie-a-roo.
I would be okay with that.
Oh, you would so not be okay with
I
lies.
This is the podcast of lies. Because I was also going to come on here and tell Carrie how much I am very sorry for harassing her continuously.
Oh, see, that's a lie.
It really is a lie. So, okay, the title of this podcast, for any of you who try to listen and try to figure out where the podcast episode title came from, the episode title comes from The Podcast of Lies.
I think it should be.
Yeah, I think it should be. Okay,
Lies.
so I promised to set the scene for you all. 1964. Things that were released in 1964 that you may have been eating or playing or whatever. The first one was Pop-Tarts were released in 1964.
Really? So you played with Pop-Tarts, huh?
You're weird. I say eating or playing with.
Right.
Another thing that was introduced in 1964 were these little tasty treats called Bugles, Whistles, and Daisies. And the only one that's still left are Bugles.
Interesting. So was it a box of all 3?
No.
No.
All separate treats. The Bugles, we know what they were like. They're all corn-flavored treats.
Okay.
The Whistles were tube-shaped snacks made of corn and flavored like grilled cheese on toast.
Interesting.
And then the Daisies were flower-shaped, and they were made from corn, obviously, and were described as having a pop-over flavor. Weird.
Huh.
So obviously the Whistles and Daisies did not last.
Right. But
Yes.
Bugles are delightful.
Oh, they are yummy and
Yes.
crunch.
They are great to put on your fingers.
They are so fun, like little witchy fingernails.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, my all-time favorite thing came out in 64, Funny Face Drink Mix. Goofy Grape, Freckle Face Strawberry, Lefty Lemon, Choo Choo Cherry.
I have no recollection of this other than your love of it.
Oh my gosh, I had the cups. I had all those that I mentioned. Of course, Mom got rid of them. And when I became an adult, it became this all-consuming thing for me to find them again. And so I did. And I had a Goofy Grape where the paint was kind of chipped off his teeth and stuff.
Yes.
And so I was in this little antique store and I found one in perfect condition. And I shout to my husband, Goofy Grape in perfect condition! Goofy Grape in perfect condition! And then I turned around to try to bargain the price down with the guy.
I'm not really interested in
No, not interested. Would you take $2?
Right.
Yeah, that did not work well for me.
this. She's like, I know it's marked 5, but for you, I'll give it for 10. You're like, okay,
I'll take it as perfect condition.
I'll give you 12.
The cereal Lucky Charms also came out in 64.
Really?
Yeah, crunchy marshmallows.
Yes,
Candy's
which
favorite.
we've learned have a name, Marbits.
I think it is Marbits.
Yeah, because they're
Yes.
like marshmallow bits.
Marshmallow bits. Absolutely. Good memory, Carrie.
Thank you.
Yes. And then there were some TV shows that we watched in reruns that initially premiered in 64.
Oh.
Yeah. Are you ready?
No.
Okay, I'll wait then. Bewitched.
Oh, because it was black and white originally.
Originally, yes.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, that lead actress, I can't think of her name, Elizabeth
Montgomery.
Oh, she was so beautiful.
I loved her.
And she had the cutest little perky nose that she wiggled. Yes.
Yeah. I never got what she saw in either one of the Darrens.
Oh, Durwood.
Durwood was not nice.
Nope.
And he was not handsome.
And he was a whiny baby.
Oh, he was a whiny baby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And he was trying to keep her down.
He really was.
Yes.
Yeah, I did not like him.
No, I didn't either.
Really jerky.
He really was.
Yep.
When did color television become popular, Kristen?
I do not know.
How you don't know?
Because
you should know all the things.
Let's see. The Munsters and the Addams Family came out in 1964, and they were also black and white.
They were indeed.
So I'm going to look up, when did color television come out?
Oh my gosh, people, you are learning the facts at the same time we are.
It says mid to late 60s.
Well, that's lame.
Yep. But a lot of people didn't own color TV sets, so it didn't really matter.
Well, that's true. And maybe it depended on the show because it was a slow transition.
Yeah, I think so too.
I happened to see something online the other day.
Yeah.
And it was a news show back in the 60s.
Yes.
And it had the moment it switched from black and white to color.
No way.
Yes. And so literally the newscasters, they're giving the news.
Yes.
They get up, they walk to a new news desk.
What?
They sit down, and that one was filmed in color.
How neat is that?
So the middle of the show,
wow,
they moved from black and white to color.
How fun, because I had heard that filming in black and white is very different, that women couldn't wear red lipstick and have it show up correctly on black and white film. They actually had to wear like brown or black lipstick in black and white.
I've heard that like if you saw the outfits in movies of black and white, that they would wear like yellow and brown.
Yeah, weird colors to show up on the black and white film a little better. So interesting.
It is.
All right, we're going to pour this liquid on the Rice Krispies.
I'll try not to stir while you're talking.
Oh, that's a good idea. Hold on. Okay, I'll be quiet.
That's the best idea I've heard all day.
It really is. I don't want to drip any of this on Carrie's hand. That would burn. Feel like burning. Oh, shoot. It says to add the peanut butter. Crud. How much peanut butter?
A cup.
Oh, Lord. We screwed it up. I screwed it up this time. Okay. Hopefully this melts right in and it's no big whoopity. It's stirring in.
It's melting.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord.
That was hilarious.
That is so funny.
This now has become my favorite episode of all times.
I'm glad I leaned over to look at the directions. I was like, oh, no, I think I said a cuss word.
She did.
I cut it out.
She'll be editing that out.
I edited that out.
She'll probably make it sound like I said the cuss word.
Yeah, I will. Oh, goodness. All right. Hey, you did great stirring that up. Do you want me to help? It hurts your arm, doesn't it?
No, I'm laughing because the platitude. You did great, Carrie. Everything else you've done for the last week and a half has been totally erroneous. You might as well be a Minnesotan.
Oh, you're mean. Oh, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble. No, really, she did stir that in thoroughly.
Kristen and her Minnesota hate.
Oh, no, stop it.
I don't know who the governor of Minnesota is. I'm sure it's not Jesse Ventura anymore.
Oh, we know who it is. He even has a special hot dish recipe.
Oh,
Tim Walls.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Walls, feel free to email us. It would be so exciting.
We would take your hot dish recipe, Mr. Walls.
We would.
Yeah.
We would also take your bootleg special K-bar recipe for Kristen to hate on.
Okay, so what we have to do next is we are going to press this into the pan, trying not to burn ourselves. It says you can use a rolling pin to flatten it. I'm like, no, thank you. We'll use slightly damp hands. And then we have to melt the chocolate chips and the butterscotch chips together in the micro, which means I need to wash the bowl from the O. Henry bars. And so we're going to go bye-bye for a minute.
I'm going to scream bloody murder as I put my hands on this hot.
No kidding.
I'm going to make Kristen do that part. It's her penance.
It is my penance. Okay, we'll see you guys in a minute. I'll have blisters on my hand, but I deserved it.
Yes, she does. Don't feel bad for her. We have 2 9x13 pans of delicious looking bars.
Yeah.
It's Midwestern-y at its finest.
It is. Okay, I'm going to try to hold on to the flappies and pull them out.
Oh, it's working perfectly.
Oh, yeah. I just had to use a little effort.
Yeah.
There
So
we go.
Henry bars are
Thin.
Yeah, they're much thinner than the Scotcheroos. It'll be fascinating to hear if our Redditor was correct and we're going to need a hacksaw.
I know, right? Okay, shall we cut into this O. Henry bar?
I think we should get a piece of each
I
on
agree.
our plate.
I agree. So let's cut. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Cut
Hacksaw
through
needed it
beautifully.
all. That looks really nice.
We probably didn't cook it long enough. You know we screwed it up somehow, right?
Somehow, but that's all right.
Let's get a nice middle piece for us.
I was thinking the same thing. All right. So the Scotcheroos are about double the height.
They really are.
Mm-hmm. And also look delicious.
On the O. Henry bars, the chocolate is as thick as the oat base.
It is.
Not so much on the Scotcheroo.
No, but it looks really tasty.
Oh.
Okay, I'm excited. All right,
Me
so I get
too.
to go first.
You do.
So with the O. Henry bars, were you a big Seinfeld fan?
Yeah, I like Seinfeld.
Okay, so I didn't watch a whole lot of it.
Oh,
but,
really?
Apparently, there was an episode on which Elaine encounters her high school friend turned nemesis,
Oh,
Sue Ellen Mischke.
Sue Ellen.
Yes, she is the heiress to the O. Henry candy bar fortune.
You're kidding me.
No, and apparently Elaine is disgusted that Sue Ellen never wears a bra despite her definite need for one.
Oh, my.
And so Elaine gives Sue Ellen a bra as a birthday gift.
Oh, sheesh.
And so Sue Ellen wears it, just the bra alone, beneath an open blazer, and stops by Elaine's office to thank her. Peterman sees her and is inspired to create a bra as a top, assigning Elaine to write the copy.
Oh, no.
The O. Henry bar heiress.
Who would have
Sue
thought?
Ellen Mischke.
Yep.
Very nice.
All right, take a bite of this O. Henry. I'm dying.
I was just
going
to say,
taste it.
enough jibber jabber.
Yeah.
I want to give this sucker a try.
Okay, what do you think?
It's good.
Is it?
I don't adore it, but it's
No?
good.
All
It's
right.
a little messy.
Oh, it still is very soft.
Mm-hmm. It is. It might, as it gets harder, be a little nicer. Or maybe we didn't cook the base enough. It's good.
Mm-hmm. You know what it reminds me of?
No. I'm going to take another bite while you tell us.
The no-bake cookies in the school cafeteria.
Yes, it does.
Kind of fancified version.
Yeah, in
Mhm.
a bar instead of a
Mhm.
blob.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so
I
I'm
like
moving
those.
on to the
Okay.
Scotcheroo.
And while Carrie tastes the Scotcheroo, the Beatles came to America in 1964, just when this Scotcheroo recipe came out.
Do you think they had Scotcheroos?
They probably did because they thought they were Scottish. They thought it was
were so stupid.
I know. They thought it was that Scottish animal that would hop around, a Scotcheroo. The Beatles were stupid. What do you think of that, Carrie?
mean, it's just a Scotcheroo. It's delicious. It's chewy. It's butterscotchy. It's peanut buttery. The chocolate top is soft. You don't break your tooth getting through this ganache. It's my favorite of the two, for sure.
Me too. Wow. It's so good. The Scotcheroos all day, every day.
I think.
The O. Henry bars are good.
Nothing wrong with them.
They are a pale comparison to me to the Scotcheroos.
I think the Scotcheroo's far better.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
That's it, you guys.
I mean, Midwest win for the Scotcheroo.
Yep. Both tasty. If you are a big time oats lover, and if you have great memories of those no-bake cookies from school, like if that was your favorite day of the month, you're going to love those.
I like how Kristen is being polite. She spends the entire episode bashing on Minnesotans. And then at the end, she's like, yeah, but it's okay, you stupid Minnesotan. If you really like the oats,
Stop.
I still like it because I like you.
Now, Minnesotans like the Special K, Carrie.
Oh, and that one's the lame one.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm backing out of here quick while we can. Thank you for joining us. Mark your calendars for our next episode. We're rounding out December on the 29th. It's going to be a quick and simple dish. Nothing too difficult or impossible at all.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So we'll see you then. Thanks for listening to Mom's Wooden Spoon. If you like what you heard, don't forget to subscribe. If you want a copy of this recipe or to see the pictures and other items from this episode, go to our website, momswoodenspoon.com. If you'd rather, check us out on Facebook or Instagram. Pick your poison.
Don't say poison. We're making food.
It not only says use a large bowl, it says grab a large bowl.
Oh, gosh. Okay.